up checkers on your phone. This the Tony Sands Show, turn your radio on. Chelsea just touched down like a field goal, so we in the zone. Got games like a stadium, I'ma go ahead and pack the dome. I'm cooler, smoother, make you think with your medulla. You a student, I'ma school you with the facts that I'm producing. This is for the high schoolers, college students. Nah, everyone can do it, do this. I ain't new to this, my style is rich, it's lucrative, maneuver through it. You know it's fast only, you know it's so sensational, like my big homie Tony. You could catch me every Monday after kickoff on Sunday. I got these cold hard facts and we ain't talking Sundays. Co-host with Kelly Daly. Shout out to the big homie. You know it's so sensational. Like
Hey, Tony, send me the link so I can post it in the group.
Kelly Daly. You know
Send Willie the link.
so sensational, like my big homie Tony.
Will do.
Tony. Go BBS Radio.
Welcome to another week of the Tony Sands Show. But one thing about this show this week, oh my goodness, when you say you have to go and you find the meaty part of South Florida when it comes to youth league sports, I had to go and get that dude, him. When I say, a lot of kids say, I'm him, I had to go get him in order for him to let the whole nation know that we coming. And when we come in with a strong, powerful front. When it comes to youth league football, there's no one other in South Florida that is on the ground, boots on the ground, that is making this thing work. When you see his face, everybody know him. Kids from all over the country, Texas, California, Georgia. When they see him, they get excited because they know what? He's finna bring the excitement. Without further ado, let me bring on my man, Willie Cheatham. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
What's up? I'm great, man. Happy to be on.
Listen, man, I'm glad to have you. We've been talking about it, putting it together, making sure that everything go right, man. Today, listen, we're finna let people know that this is how we're coming. We're finna come with exciting shows. I mean, when it comes to just youth league football across the nation, we're not just going to be boots on the ground in South Florida. We want to take this thing nationwide, man. And when we talked, what were some of the things that got your juices flowing when it comes to what we were talking about in our meetings?
Just everything, man. Just the talent level, man, all around, man. These kids you see some of the greatest talent, around the country with Little League, period. You know what I mean? It's a lot of talent, it's a lot of excitement, it's a lot of great matchups. You know what I mean? So it's just, if you love football, this is what it's all about.
And Will, you've been, like I said, boots on the ground. I tell people all the time, there's certain people that are on the ground, and there's certain people that are boots on the ground. You're boots on the ground. What is it over the past 7 years that have took South Florida Youth League sports to a whole nother level to where it stood out from the rest of the nation?
Just the talent alone, man, with the kids. It's a South Florida talent, man. Like I tell everybody, man, it don't matter what state you go to, man. It ain't no talent like Florida. Florida speed is different. Florida athletes are different. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. It's just the culture of football. We eat, sleep, dreaming, and we bleed it.
And you say we're different.
Yes, we're different.
Eat, sleep. How has 707 helped youth league football evolve in some type of way?
I mean, yes, because you get to showcase, the quarterback, the skill players, you know what I mean? They're just some of the areas. But like I said, overall, as talent as a whole, like Florida's just different. It's different. The quarterbacks, the running backs, the culture, the coaching, everything is just different for Florida.
And we say different because when I'm out at youth league games, our youth league football programs and games have more people than the high school stadiums field.
Yes.
And you have one game that you guys have been putting on over at St. Thomas. What went into you guys trying to put that game on and to where everybody looks and expects that game every year? What was it about that game that you guys felt that you had to do? Was it something that said, okay, we're going to showcase South Florida talent? Or was it say, hey, listen, we want to let people know that South Florida is ready to compete with anybody? Georgia, Texas, California, if you name it, we're ready to go. What was it about that game that you felt that you guys had to put that on?
Well, basically, like we did it for the culture. Like we want to put together the matchups that never happened before. You know what I mean? Like the toughest teams that never played because they're in two different leagues. You know what I mean? So these are teams that never get a chance to face each other. So we wanted to put together a roster of teams that everybody don't have to think about what could have happened, what would have happened. You know what I mean? So we get these games on display and let them take place in front of everybody. You know, these, like I said, these are key matchups that everybody wanted to see.
How hard is it? How for those listeners that are joining the Tony Sands show? I'm Tony Sands. I'm here with boots on the ground, my man. When it comes to youth league football, Willie Cheatham. Willie, how hard is it to put on those games? Is it tough to get those matchups or to line those schedules up? Is that something that you guys find to be one of the challenging things about that tournament?
Actually, it's not tough at all. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, these are matchups that been supposed to been happen, but some type of way it never occurred. You know what I mean? So our job is to these happen. Maybe we got to make it happen. You know what I mean? So we just do the groundwork, and try to put on the show for the kid, for the culture, man. You know what I mean? Everybody come out, have a good, and it's just preseason. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no winners, ain't no losers. It just preseason, kick out the football season. Let the world know what's finna go down, how the season finna take place. And it's just heavy hitting matchup. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's no winners, no losers.
Well, and you're on the ground. And I want to, before we get into highlighting some of South Florida future stars, give me if you had your opportunity, give me a list of, and I'm saying programs. And when we're talking about programs, I mean overall building and developing programs, from developing kids to winning to pride. All this going to, when you say a program. If you had a chance to list your top 5 programs, not teams, but programs. Give me your top 5 programs that you would list as top 5 with all those criteria.
Well, I mean, I can't list them in order, like, you know what I mean, because I
Yeah,
can't
just
say
throw them out. Yeah,
who is number one. But I'm gonna give you 5 teams that got great programs, that's been doing it for years, that's been doing it continuously, and that has great programs. Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, Miami Beach Garden Ravens,
yep,
Fort Lauderdale Lakes Vikings,
yep.
Boyne Bulldogs,
Okay.
and the 5th one I'll say uh well, you could say, the 5th one tough, man. The
Is it?
15th.
And I know because they also all of
Yeah, it's a
these.
lot. It's a
There's so
lot.
many of them,
Yeah, yeah,
and
it's a lot.
everybody doing great across the board. But when you're like, take for instance a
I
game.
say,
What is
I
what
say, I say Miramar. I say
Miramar?
Miramar.
Okay,
I say
because
Miramar.
I think the Pouncey boys are over at Miramar, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and I know you hear a lot about their team, and some of the athletes that they put out. What made now you got to remember what made 2 high-profile NFL guys want to come down to teach youth league football?
Hey, like I said, it's for the culture, man. It's for the kids. Like I said, like each week in South Florida, you have hell date battles. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be tested. You're going through the gauntlet. Like, it's not an easy road. Any given Saturday you can lose. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like I said, it's the talent level in Florida is different. Like every Saturday you gotta come ready to work. You gotta come ready to play. Any given Saturday you can lose it. Like the competition, you had Delray running all the way from the Super PBs all the way up until last year. They just got their first loss. The Ponce boy knocked them off. Nobody couldn't beat them. Nobody couldn't come close to beat them. They
Wow.
lost to the Super Bowl, got shot out in the epic game. You know what I mean? But they held the throne for years. Nobody couldn't beat them. They beat Pounce. They blow them out. 31 zip the year prior. You know what I mean? And it just kept chopping, kept building, trying to build a team. And they built a team. Finally got over the hump last year in the Super Bowl.
And you say these teams getting over the hump. These teams have. I mean, these kids look forward to. I remember the first year when I got probably about my second year really when I got into youth league football was probably the first time that I had seen Super Bowl rings be handed out. I was a part of that team. We put together a 125-pound team in the city of Deerfield with the Deerfield Beach Packer Rattlers. That was probably some considered one of the greatest teams to be assembled in Deerfield because of all the talent that we had on that team. And being around those young men, one of those young men, even to this day, has won Super Bowls, and he was one of my prized young men that I took ownership of, and that's even like a coach like Magruder. That has I've seen over the years put together some things. Coach Rod Mack, another guy that put on great talent. And one thing about Rod Mack, Willie, my wife loved because the way he have his kids dressed when they're traveling is just phenomenal. It reminds me of really college teams when they're traveling and they're on the road, they're in suits, they're in the airport. Man, it is special. But what I want to, and we say special because South Florida talent is special. Man, let's get into looking at some of these young men that we're going to showcase tonight. And I wanted, and it was a list of them, but we can only put 5.
Yeah.
Let's look at the list that we came up with first. I'm gonna let you call the list off that we came up with, because each and every week, this list I'm quite sure will change because we're looking at plays of the week. But with this week, we're kicking it off, so we're going to show a little bit more of their talent, showcase a little bit more of their talent. Like I say, we picked 8 out of South Florida. 8.
Right.
Well, I would consider dogs at all the levels, because we went around and grabbed some from some of the levels. Let's go to that 6U level. What was one of the names that we said at the 6U level? We're going to call the names and then we'll get back into doing some videos because we had 8. We had to break it down to 5. Tom, my producer, said we got to break that thing down to 5. But let's go ahead and start naming off some of your top talent in South Florida.
Number 1, Roger Lewis.
Yes. What is it about? Because I hear this name a lot, and I got a chance to look at his highlight when you sent it to me. What is it about this kid that makes this kid stands out to where people want to come and see this kid play?
Like I said, this kid is special. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he been doing it from all the way from the Super Pre's on up to the 12. The kid is special. When the game get big, Rod get bigger. You know what I mean? Like, kid special. Blazing speed. He could do it all. He could play quarterback. He could play running back. He's phenomenal. He can do it all. Like I said, and he's definitely a game changer. When he's on the field, you got to watch it. You got to watch him. Every time the ball hike, if you blink, it could be a touchdown, Rod.
Now, when we're in South Florida, being in South Florida, a kid like that, and I'm quite sure the big 3, as I call it, the big 3. I'll say the big 3. At that next level of high school, I'm quite sure the big 3 are all over him. When the big 3 would be considered, like I say, the Chaminades, the St. Thomas, the American Heritage, then you'll filter in possibly Cardinal Gibbons. Dillard is having a season. So Northwestern down in Miami, Central, they get a chance to me to pick when it comes to a guy like this. Man, if you don't put your best foot forward to get this guy, because he is a game changer, he can change your program at the high school level and take you from mediocre to supreme in a matter of games.
Instantly.
And like I say, let's go through another name. Let's look at another one of the names that you pulled out and say that was elite. Let's go younger now. Let's go real young now to this.
All right, we got Temmage McLeod, aka Papa Man, 6U.
And he got his nickname already. And I'm gonna tell you something. I was in the barbershop in Deerfield. He even already signed his autograph on the wall. But the unique thing about him, I had the chance to train him. I mean, his uncle and his dad. Now, his uncle was a dog. I'm gonna be honest with you. His uncle was, oof. I could see where this young man is picking up talent because he comes from a generation of talent. What is it about this young 6-year-old that everybody's going crazy about?
Like I said, like he's a once in a generation, once in 20 years of talent, man. This kid, he got a hard work. Cause actually, I coach him. You know what I mean? On the 6U, he got a hard work ethic. Like you said, he got that dog in it. You know what I mean? It's like anywhere you put him at on the field, he gonna be the best on the field at that. You know what I mean? And then at his age 6, you could put him in quarterback. He can throw the ball. You can put him at receiver. He's gonna be the best receiver. You can put him at running back. So with him, like you got a plethora of positions that he can play. You know what I mean? That's what separates him from all the other 6U kids right now. He can play every single position, and when you put him in there, he's gonna be the best player on the field at that position.
And when you talk, like I said, his dad also coaches with him. His dad is a minister here in South Florida. McLeod, he owns a school here. He and like I say, he was tough. He played tough. So his bloodline, his bloodline is thick when it comes to being athletic. So we can see why this generation that has been passed down to him, he is that golden goose that's going to be able to take that McLeod name and put it up in lights again. Because like I said, both his dad and his uncle were dogs. Both was dogs. They played at a high level. What is it about Spillman, aka Bam, that when we had to put him on this list? What was it about his talent?
Man, kid a freak, man. Kid huge, fast. Like he's another one. Wherever you put him at, he can play everything. You put him there, you're gonna be the best on the field. Kid just a freak of nature, man. Speed, height, agility, everything. Kid is a monster. He's another one. Anytime the ball is in his hands, you blink, touchdown. Special.
And we're gonna get in, guys. Like I said, we're if those are just now joining the show, we're the Tony Sands Show live with my main man Willie Cheatham. He's giving us the insight on youth league football, where we're looking to take youth league football here in South Florida. Because we're like I've been telling people, we're looking at some point, especially starting off next season, what we we call game day. Right. Just like the college is doing game day. Game day is something that we feel that can be exciting here at the youth league level. I know, and not that another one that I want to bring out. Not that he is my grandson, but he is him. He's played in Deerfield with Slime Babies, and he is a guy that's been getting a lot of recognition throughout the Twitter circuit. A lot of schools are notarizing him, and he can move. I'm gonna be honest with you, Willie. He got that ability. It reminds me. And, I had a lot of talent, but his level of talent where he's at now is light years ahead of where I was. His ability to change direction, accelerate is beyond.
Yeah, I've been watching that little young kid. Like I said, like he's special as well. I saw the kid. Actually, I saw where they played Boynton this year. The kid did a spin move like Barry Sanders. I was like, wow, he's tough. He definitely tough. And he got that hard. You know what I mean? And losing the game, but he was still out there fighting. He ain't give up. So that's great. That's what I love. That's what I loved about him. They were down like I think 20-0, but he was still out there playing. He was giving it
still fighting. That's fighting. That's what I tell him. We got a dog's fight to the end.
Right.
Period. If you're a dog, you're gonna fight to the end. Thomas, let's get ready. All right. Well, let's get ready. We're gonna go into our number one kid. We're going to play his highlight, and then we're going to come back and we're going to break down his highlight. Thomas, we got the videos ready? Look at that ability to scatting, take away. Look at that separation. Oh. Now, if he get out of this, oh my goodness. Oh. Thomas, cut. Wait, hold on, cut. Wow. Now I see why this young man's name is ringing bells.
Yes, sir.
And throughout South Florida, I see what you're saying now.
Special talent, man. Kid, special.
I mean, listen, I wanted the people that are joining the show, I wanted to play the song, but I have to. The song that we had that they put to it, it was kind of, but we're gonna omit that, because we have I want to make sure. I mean, the kid, like I say, when I'm looking at that kid, and I coached at the college football, if I'm looking at a kid like him, I'm ready to offer him right now. If I was a college program, I'm ready to offer a kid like that right now. Why? Because if I offer this kid, it makes my college program look good. But not only that, I send an impression to this young man that we were first in the gate at you. We were first at you. And when a kid feel like you was first, you always get priority. This kid here is not, listen, I guarantee you by the time this kid get through his youth league program, and once he first day on a college campus, I guarantee you this young man here will be getting offers out the door. Now in South Florida, do they put together their YouTube clips to where they're marketing them more on YouTube, Instagram? Because I've always noticed coaches follow Twitter more than they follow Instagram. Is that something that parents are not paying attention to, that they need to set up their accounts in Twitter more because that's where coaches are?
I mean, I think now that's the direction that it's headed in. Like it's getting more like on YouTube's, Instagram. Like I think it's getting more to that, like coming to that. Like a lot of these kids putting together highlights. You know what I mean? Like the kids doing it their own stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They putting it together themselves. They got footage of themselves, like in the sea. Cause like I said, man, these are some special kids, man. And they know that they have talent. You know what I mean? Like they're special kids. They stand out from the rest.
And like you say, we stand out. Let's go ahead and highlight our number 3, McLeod. Let's look at what we were talking about when we was talking about this young 6-year-old that's going to make everyone at all levels. I'm quite sure he's probably, I know his daddy probably, like his daddy is coaching over there. That's what keeping him, because I'm quite sure every youth league program around the South Florida market probably want to get their hands on Papa Man. Go ahead, Thomas, play number 3, which is, let's go. Oh. Oh,
I was called.
outside, gone.
He is special, man.
Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute, hold on. This ain't fair, man. Wait a minute, hold on.
Look, he running them down, but look how he cut off.
But
He know how to get to the end zone. Touchdown.
Listen, that's hard. That's gone.
Yeah. And this kid knows football. This kid knows the game. Look at this. Linebacker.
Oh.
Planning him.
Thomas, play that back again for a minute. Thomas, can we rewind that back for a minute? Let me see that hit again. Ow.
Textbook. Textbook.
Listen, that is a deep cleanup. That's something, listen, we can teach it. You can teach a lot of things. You can teach, and that gives credit to y'all coaching staff that y'all are teaching textbook style tackling. But to make that impact, naturally, at that young, when they get ready to make an impact, they kind of ease up a little bit. He came right through.
Textbook.
Right through this kid. How do he come to practice every day with that type of mentality?
That's his mentality. Like I said, like this is a 6-year-old kid, but this kid knows the game inside and out. He's playing the game and coaching at the same time. He bringing that energy every day, each and every day to practice, man. Like I said, you put the kid in at quarterback, he gonna get the ball there. It's hey man, he really like a USB. You just insert him and let him play. Yes, certainly let him
Everything.
play.
Just let him do his thing.
Let
Let
him
him
play.
do his thing.
Let him
Listen,
play.
man. Let's go ahead. Let's go. Our next Rick Thomas, number 7, rounded up, Fatty. Listen, what? Okay, hold on. Before we play it, though, what does the nickname represents here with this young man here?
With who? Fatty?
Yeah, Artez.
Oh, I don't know where you get the name from, but the kid is amazing. I know that.
Go
Amazing.
ahead, Thomas. Let's play it up. Let's get it. Look here. Oh. Come. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Different type of speed.
Different. Totally different.
Different type of
You can't
speed.
listen. You know, like they say, certain things that you can teach. One thing about speed and wide open. Listen, and I'm a speed coach. There's certain guys that got speed, and there's certain guys that you have to develop the speed. This young man has speed that listen that and take the doors. Do a lot of when you see these young men walking around throughout South Florida on the youth league level. What is it? I mean, do they have that aura about them that where they know I'm him?
Yeah, they the ones that's like that, they walk around like that, like they know who they are, you know what I mean? And not only do they know who they are, their opponents know who they are. Like I said, they special. It's just certain kids that can do something. See, it's different. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like it's different. Some kids are talented, some kids are God gifted. It's a different.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a different.
Listen. I
See,
had to work.
these kids doing it effortless. They just got they got it. It's in them. It's in their DNA. You know what I mean? Some kids got to
And
work up to get to get to
to
that.
that. Correct. And that's like I tell you, I had to make sure I homed in on my talent. I had to work my talent. A lot of guys, and I developed talent, so I know certain guys when you see them, they just got it.
They just
They
got it.
just him.
Born with it. Natural God gift.
I mean, and the
Just
only
born
thing
with
you
it.
can do is polish it because you can enhance it. It's going to enhance as you go. You can
Right.
polish it, but as far as enhancing it, man, listen, they just dogs, and that's that kid there is a dog. Will be listen. Not only in this day and age with the NIL, and I was going over some NILs today with people. This kid here would get to where these kids are now. I was looking at it. We was looking at a deal with a kid. This kid was getting ready to go off to college, getting 100,000 every month.
Wow.
100,000 every month. So this is that type of kid. These are those type of kids that we're talking about.
Right.
That really at this level now, the way it's going to be making
That type of money. Right.
they're going to be making dollars and cents. And this is why I tell people we got to make sense of it. The game has changed. So with the game is changing, if you don't change with it, you're going to be left behind in it.
Right.
These kids here are going to be, and they understand that they are him, that their value and what their value is. Thomas, let's go ahead and play. Listen, Makai, my grandson, let's go ahead and show some of the moves that he has with the number 8.
Wow.
Listen, Thomas, you can these and these kids understand this game. They understand the game, and that's like you say, the 707s throughout South Florida is
Right.
helping develop the kids. But there are some trainers throughout South Florida that are also enhancing and helping these young men. And my hats off to those guys to be able to get out. A lot of those guys I know. A lot of those guys I trained and help develop, and now to see them prospering out, doing their thing, helping each meet one, teach one, helping them to get their thing on the go. Listen, another, and it's another one who bloodline is deep. The Hitman. Hitman has, you know, he was with Lakes at one point. He was in CC. And listen, when he got the nickname the Hitman for what he likes to do. Tom, let's go ahead and play the number two video that we have reeled up with Antonio. You got us ready, Thomas?
Wow.
Oh my goodness, the Hitman. Listen, it's amazing how when you look at a lot of these kids have their own nickname, which people don't realize. Those are brands.
Right.
Those are brand names that they have. They're branding, and I'm praying that their family, if they were smart, you start seeing if you can trademark some of these names. Because if they're understanding the game in the business, you have a kid that, you know, named, like I say, the Hitman, Papa Man. These are names that you can brand and really hold the rights to names. And like I have a phrase that I patented, I branded, it's mine, I own it. Train like an animal, play like a beast. And if anybody was to use it, you got to come and see me. And so
right.
These parents are got to understand that. And that's why even in some of this, and some of the other names that we wanted to highlight was from the flag level was a kid, Corker. I can't wait I'm telling you, I can't wait till this kid as a flag guy. Thomas, do we have time? Can we grab that? That would have been the number 6. Grab that number 6. And because I want to highlight what I'm saying when we're saying not only is football at the tackle level, but we see them at the flag level that advances to that level. So this is one. Thomas, can we play that one? Let's play that. And so you can cut down. So those, like I say, those are plays that we're continually seeing them at the flag level. So we understand when they get to the tackle level, here's one of the kids to watch at that tackle level that we will look at. And as a matter of fact, Thomas, if we got the time, go ahead and cue up number 4 for me. Get Bam ready for me, aka Bam. I would love to see what that name means. All right, go ahead. Let's cue it up. We'll go ahead and cue it up. We're gonna go ahead and cue them up. We've been to cue these up. Oh my goodness.
Freak of nature, man.
Wow.
Freak. Both sides of the ball. Freak.
He can play. And as you see that, like I said, he know he was him when I saw him drop down in that tackle, drop down in that one technique block. Oh,
yeah,
he clean Joker. Oh,
yeah, cleaning.
I guarantee you that corner. No, I ain't gonna sneak my nose in there no more.
They don't want to tackle him.
Look at him. They can't. He's throwing them off.
Yeah.
What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, about 7 people. 7. Where the rest of the team? Oh, don't tell me he's gonna take it to the sideline. Oh, he look at it. Little boy, get out of here. Yeah. That's what that looked like. Little boy, get out of here. Look at him. Now and Thomas, I mean, Willie, do you think when teams get ready to line up against someone like him, do these coaches, and looking at depth, if I see him at the receiver position, I'm finna cover, I'm gonna make sure we double him. I didn't see him doubling this young man.
Nah, if you're a DC and you gotta go against him, all you can do is pray. That's it. all you when you're a DC and you know the day you go against him, only one thing you can do is pray, because you definitely not stopping him.
Hey, look, when they praying on deaf ear, because at the rate that young man now move, like you say, what happened to my prayer? Like it got cut off, because that young man now looked like he bring it each and every time. I saw him, like I said, I guarantee you that corner wasn't gonna sneak his nose in there. Now another time after he got depleted on that slam block at all.
I think he like 6'1", 6'2", 12 years old, man. That kid's a freak, man. Listen, and then when he catch that ball in the open field, they moving out of the way. They don't want to tackle him coming down here. You don't want to tackle a locomotive.
Listen,
so I mean, man, it's hard.
Okay, here we go. How do you rank all this talent that's here in South Florida?
That's what I'm saying. Like it's the talent. Like I said, once again, I'm gonna tell you, South Florida, it's the state of Florida, talent different. It's hard. It's hard to rank rank all this talent. Like him and Rod is on the same 12U. You know what I mean? Just think about them two playing together in high school. Think about any high school culture. The culture change when they touch down as freshmen. They're gonna change you. So you got them 4 years at a high school.
And I'm quite sure high schools are, I'm curious to see how many high schools are actually out at these practices. If they're not, and they're not sending somebody, they got to be crazy. Because like I said, just from what I saw if I'm a high school coach, if I can get my hands on some of them, fatties, Bams, I mean, if you can get your hand on some of them guys, listen, that's state champion through and through. Yeah. That's a state champion. And with the kid Rod, oh my goodness. You get that kid there and you get you a couple other pieces around him.
Yeah, I mean, I said, if you get Bam and Rod on the same team, man, that's cheating. In high school, it's cheating. How you gonna stop that? Like you can't. There's no way. And then Rod can line up at receiver too. You know what I mean? Rod just like Bam, like they special. Anytime they get the ball, they can take it a distance. They got different type of speed. They got grit about themselves. They don't got no lay down in them. They gonna fight. You got to get them off the field. You got to kill them. So I mean, these kids, man, like I tell you, South Florida is different. It's different.
So now, and teams travel here, and we travel to states. We travel to other states, Georgia specifically. It came one point to where Georgia, everybody was saying, well, Georgia dominated Florida. Does that have to do with that do Georgia stack teams?
Yeah, that what I finna let you know. Like Georgia stack their teams, you know what I mean? Cause they can come together and they got a purpose. That's to win national. Just think about it. If we just take our pride, see, we so competitive that we compete so hard against each other, we can't come together and put our team together. And we get an all-star team 12U, right? We got Rod, we got Bam, we got a couple more of those kids. But you don't even got to get an all-star team. You can put Hurricane 12U together, and you can put the Flock together, which is the Raven 12U. I think one nobody beat them. No, one nobody beat them in all 50 states. Just those two teams combined together.
But what is it about Georgia? Okay, what is it about Georgia where they say, hey, we're going to merge together? How they merge theirs together? But what is it about Florida? And I know it's that competitive edge in us down here in the water that we are, listen, Or is it that some of these guys say, well, if I let my guy go and play with you and I'm not coaching the team,
right, that's the thing.
I may not never get him back.
Cause you gotta understand, it's great coaches on both sides, it's great kids on both sides. So it always gonna be egos that collide. You get what I'm saying? But like say I'm the OC for the Ravens. You the OC for the Hurricanes. You know what I'm saying? We kind of get a collective. We could both be OC, put our mind
Yes.
together. Cause we gotta serve one purpose. We trying to win the national championship. Everybody gotta put their egos aside. Like Georgia do it all the time. That's why they killing us in the national. They killing it. They putting together an all-star team. We just playing with the team that we got. We not playing as an all-star team. If we put out if we play with them, they all-star versus our all-star, it won't be close. We'll destroy Georgia easily.
And so it makes if you look around the nation when they see, okay, well, the top youth league teams are playing at this event at the national championship, and all of a sudden Georgia wins, they start it started leaving like, oh, Georgia got all the talent. Georgia don't have the talent.
Yeah, but not only that, you got DSC 12U, you got Treasure Coast 12U, you got Lauderdale Lakes 12U. Just think if you combine all them teams together, man, Georgia lose. I mean, Georgia gets shot out, don't score, and they lose by 40 points. They lose by 40 points. Their all-star team loses by 40 points for sure. It won't be close.
Do these coaches talk about, do they get amongst themselves and say, hey, listen, guys, let's see what we can do? Because see, like you said, there's two types of OCs on teams. There's a run game OC and a passing game OC. Right. Same thing on the defensive side. A run game and a pass game. So if they merge these talented kids together, they can get what is supposed to be given to South Florida. Because I always said, when we see it, when our kids go off to college, we separate ourselves. We're different. The dog in us come out. I don't care where we are. If you look at some of the top receivers right now in college football, they're from South Florida.
But that's why Georgia do that, because with Rod Matt, with the Purple Machine, Goon Squad, he made them do that. They had them murder. Then you got Zip 'em Up. They had, just like now, AK Boy got 3 teams in one to beat Zip 'em Up. You know what I mean? They had to do that. They got the merge to be that. But they come together, collect, and they do it. Just down here in South Florida, we don't come together and do it. You know what I mean? If we do it, it'll be the same thing. We'll destroy Georgia, man, from the 6U all the way to the 13U. Not only Georgia, any state, any state that comes in, with all 50 states, nobody will beat Florida.
If and you said 6U, okay, let's stick with the 6U. If you was creating a superpowered 6U, what would be some of the teams that you feel that will merge together, and what would be some of the standout players that you feel that can get together and guarantee a win, a national championship for the 6U here in the state of Florida?
Man, 6U would be stupid done, because on the 6U level, it's so many teams that's tough that's in the state of Florida. You got Lauderdale Lakes, you got Fort Lauderdale Hurricane, you got Boynton, you know what I mean? You got the team Stingrays up North Florida, you know what I mean? You got Osceola in North Florida. Like, it's just so much talent. Like on the 6U will be not even 6U, every like I said, every level. If we come, listen, man, if we come together, like it just said, we here for one purpose, we finna stop Georgia. It won't be fair. Georgia got to team up with Georgia, Texas, California to have a chance. They just can't put Georgia together against Florida just together. It won't be fair still. They won't have enough talent to beat us.
If you was ranking talent, just talent, not teams, not, how would you rank them? Give me your top 3 states.
Florida, Georgia,
Texas. Wow. So now you California come and say, well, wait a minute, he forgot about us. But if we're talking about talent, and you look across the board, because we look at it, especially if you were saying at the youth league level, we're seeing it play out. We're seeing it evolve. Florida is different.
Yeah, and then like with Cali got talent. You know what I mean? Like Cali got talent. You can't take it away. They'll be 3A. But as far as like toughness, football, physical, fast, physical, speed, you gotta go Florida, Georgia, Texas. And then, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Like, Cali right there too. But if like you said, if I'm making a list, that'd be my list.
And what if there was outside of we're not merging together, what is the one thing you think that we're missing here in South Florida that's really that would really take youth league sports to a whole nother level?
Without merging?
Without merging, we had to merge. We know if we merge together, what we go. But if
Right.
even, and I'm talking about park wise, even different parks.
Right.
What is it that we're missing here in South Florida that if we was to get that one thing that would take South Florida talent even further into the stratosphere?
Like I said, man, it's just the ego, man. Like coaches got to stand down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're an OC, I'm an OC. You know that I'm better than you. Stand down.
Stand down.
If
Yeah,
you're a
stand
DC,
down.
if you're a DC, I'm a DC. I know that you better than me. Stand down. Take the
Yeah.
back seat. Don't let your
Yeah.
ego get involved. You know what I'm saying? Cause we here to get it. We here to serve one person. We here to bring the natty home.
To bring it. When was the last time when we looked at national championships? When was the last time that we really, and I know Rob Mack, when I think about national championships, the purple machine is the first thing that comes to my mind.
All right.
Not only that, it was just the way that he moved. And I even my wife always talked about it. She said she loved the way Rob Mack travels his team because he travels them with the mindset that they are a college team. They're dressed up, they had his ties,
Right.
they're walking in a line. But not only that, he also takes these young men to college tours. I remember when he was going to Cali, he took them, they went to see, I think, USC and UCLA. When they went to Texas, he took them to the Cowboys facility. It's not only the football, but he's given them the experience from learning the game and understanding the game from the college level that you're trying to get to these places. These are some of the things that you got to do. Do you feel things like that, if we can get our kids really traveling more? Because some teams can't travel because financially the parks are not able to boost that revenue. Right. If I was looking at it from my standpoint, if we can get more our municipalities putting out the money that need to be put out for our youth to be able to experience these things, because the funding is there because it's the tax money that we're paying, and and we finding out that it is there. Why? Because one city said we're going to put our money where our mouth is, and I looked at when we developed back the Packer Rattlers, the city was committed to putting out the funding that, and like I said, it was the funding excess of $100,000 that they committed to this youth league program. If more of our municipalities, I think, is able to put and filter into these programs, not trying to rule over the program, but try to put into the program, I think that's another thing I think that we're lacking truly here in the state of Florida, because a lot of these kids don't come from money.
Yeah, and then not to cut you off, that'd be a great thing. Like we said, like, you know what I mean? Like they get a lot of notoriety here in Florida, but we need to get them out nationwide.
Correct.
Like, you know what I mean? We need the people to know that this right here is Artez Morton. This right here is Tevin McLeod. You know what I'm saying? So they get the notoriety, like, nationwide. See, that's why when we do the event at St. Thomas, like, we get the kids to come in there. Like, this is a high school. Like, they get the experience. They get to get dressed in the locker room. They get to experience that culture of that.
Now tell me this: do other high schools come at y'all about that? Because they say, okay, y'all take it over there, and now that gives St. Thomas the advantage because the kids get a chance to tour that facility. Do y'all ever hear some of that?
No.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's one thing that we're glad, because I know that's always been a thing, you know, because I did go there, but one thing about it, I've never.
St. Thomas love it. St. Thomas love it because they can see the up and talent coming up. They can recruit them. You know what I mean? So St.
Thomas right there in your backyard.
Right there in the backyard. We put on the showcase.
outside of, like I said, I made my statement of I think the cities should give back, right? Because of a simple fact, if you give the funding, you can take coaches to coaching clinics.
Right.
Kids can go to other showcases that are out there because I traveled to Orlando. I went to Orlando to do a top 100 combine because I do a lot of combines, and I got a chance to see a lot of the talent in the Orlando area compared to when we did the top 100 here in Miami. And I still say South Florida talent. And when I say South Florida, I'm saying Palm Beach on down.
Palm Beach on down.
This is what you got to remember. The Miami Hurricanes, when they had their greatest time, they recruited from Palm Beach on down, and they was able to dominate college football.
Right.
The talent level, when I'm able to eyeball it like that, is totally different. I mean, it was like going to Orlando. Not to say that the talent wasn't bad, but when I seen what I seen in South Florida, and I seen what I seen in Orlando, it was a difference. These kids have more of, it was like more of a want. It reminded me of a kid with the one parent home and a kid with a two parent home.
Right.
That dog is in that one parent because he's
yeah.
If mama's home,
I got to fight for
survival.
Right, you fight for survival. But you see it every year in high school too. When South Florida for the state championship, when South Florida go up to North Florida, we dominate.
Correct.
Everybody know we're gonna win the state when we leave out of South Florida. When South Florida go to North Florida, we already know we're gonna win the state because when you leave here, you already done played the state game.
Yes.
When you get out your backyard, you already done played the state game. So when you fight through the Gauntlet Hill and you get up there, it's a cakewalk.
That's why they divided the state. Right. That's why they divided. There was a North Florida state championship, and then South Florida, because South Florida was one year. I think we came home with all divisions.
Yeah,
all divisions, and that's why
Booker T, Central, Northwestern, Columbus, St. Thomas, American Heritage,
Gibbons,
New Orleans. Yeah, everybody won. Yeah.
Everybody is swept, and up north said, "Hey, we can't compete with it."
Yeah, they can't.
We can't compete with that talent level. I look at South Florida, and because I get a chance to see it even at the high school level. When we look at the Don Boscos, when we look at the Matter Days, and we look at even like an IMG. Take for instance an IMG. Can you imagine within about a 5-mile radius, there's St. Thomas, there's American Heritage, there's Cardinal Gibbons, there's Chaminade. Can you imagine just one school housing all that talent?
That'll be number one in the nation every year.
Can you?
And again, it won't be close. You can get your Mater Day, you can get your John Bosco, you can get your Bishop Gorman.
Yeah.
If it was just one school right there, like it won't be fair. Every year the calendar roll around. That
would be crazy.
It'd be number one in the nation.
I say, it would be crazy. I look at, like I say, just looking at the talent level. When it look at, you look at how many guys that are in the league from Florida, period. You look at just how many guys are dominating at the college level. It's unbelievable. And our youth leagues football is affected like our high school football. We got Thomas is telling me we got about 2 minutes. Give me the one thing you feel, or if you was putting together, and you said it, if you was putting together an ideal program, what would some of the things be? We got 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, you gotta get the coaches in the place. You know what I'm saying? Because that's big. You know what I mean? It's when you got a talent level like that, you got to have the right coaches in the place. And like I said, and the egos in the place, and the kids there. I mean, it ain't no stopping that program.
It's a winning program, guys. Listen, as we tell you, we're gonna bring the highlight play of the week. You need to get your tapes, put them in YouTube, send them to us. And that way we're going to highlight your kid each and every week. Now, listen, we're going to be taking this thing to restaurants. I'm already looking at, well, we're going to bring this to a restaurant. We're going to bring those kids in. We're going to be interviewing those kids, everything. We're going to change the game of where our youth need to be recognized and need to be put in the places like the rest of the nation is. We're going to put South Florida and the rest, and throughout all sports, on that pedestal like South Florida is number one, man. Hey, thank you, Will. Hey, listen, we're going to keep doing this, man. Let's keep this thing rolling, baby.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure, man. Anytime. You know that.
All right.
All right, T. We closing out.